Hey guys, welcome back to another Spy Family Sunday. Today I am here to talk about Spy Family chapter 111. As you guys probably noticed, it is a fairly short chapter, but in my opinion I felt like it was definitely an important chapter. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. If you are new to the channel here, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, leaving me a comment, because I do like discussing these chapters afterwards. And I also want to thank everybody who's subscribed to my channel. I have hit 500 subscriptions, so thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it, and let's get into the chapter. So this chapter starts off with a mysterious woman walking with a young child, and at first I was like, what's going on? Because it's an abrupt departure from where we were with Lloyd and Melinda and Fiona. And so you continue in the chapter and you see that it's young Anya, like really young, maybe 2 or 3. And there's a woman pulling her along. You can't see the woman's face, which tells us that either this is a flashback or Anya simply can't remember. And so Anya is distracted by a butterfly that's flapping around. They're outside because you can see a lot of leaves blowing around them. They're walking and Anya's like, "Butterfly?" Because again, I think she's really young in this. And she's like, "Butterfly, butterfly," and she's jumping up and down. And the woman, who we assume is her mother, is saying, "I know, dear." And we get this beautiful panel of them looking up at the butterfly flying away. And the woman is like, "Wouldn't it be nice if we could soar through the sky like that?" My interpretation of this, because I'm observing everything as I read, and both Anya and this woman, assumed to be her mother, I mean, they look similar even though we can't see her face. They're wearing those backless hospital gowns, so they are clearly at some sort of facility. I mean, we can all assume this is Project Apple. And I think the significance of Anya's mother saying this is that they're trapped, essentially. You know, she's saying that out of an act of desperation, I would assume, because they're being held here without permission. I would assume that Anya's mother and Anya don't want to be at this research facility. I thought that was very interesting. I will take any glimpse into Anya's backstory. We've waited a long time to get this, and it's really awesome that it's happening now. Now, I don't know if this means Indo-sensei is going to push us into an Anya backstory, if we're done with Melinda and Lloyd and Fiona, or if just all of these different storylines are going to start converging all at once. But very excited about this. And so Anya looks up at her mother and she hugs her. She squeezes her gown. And then we flash forward to where Anya is now. She's squeezing Bond because she's having a dream quite aggressively. And Yor's like, "Anya, like, don't do that. You're going to choke poor Bond to death." And Lloyd is asking her, "Anya, you know that you have school tomorrow, right? Like, don't sleep at odd times. We need to regulate your sleep cycle again." And so Anya's kind of dazed out of what she's doing. And she's like, "All right." Lloyd is about to go grocery shopping, and he's asking her, "Anya, is there anything special that you want for dinner?" And Anya's thinking to herself, I want that. And Yor's like, "Potato gratin?" And Anya's like, "Yeah, exactly." And it's funny because she's like, "Wow, Mama, can you read my mind?" And Yor's like, "I can read everything about you." And it's funny because obviously Lloyd has been propositioned with, the skepticism of people being able to read minds. And so he's just sort of looking at them like, And so now everybody, I would assume that now everybody is like kind of suspect to Lloyd. And Yor comes up to him and she's like, before her nap, she saw it on TV and she said, "I want that." Lloyd sort of smiles and he sighs at the situation. And, he says that he'll be back later. And, Anya and Bond are still playing in the background. And so that's just how the chapter ends. Very short and straight to the point. But obviously the meat of the chapter is at the beginning. So speculation time. Now, when it comes to Anya, I'm trying to think about how I want to say this. I feel like, obviously Anya is a very intelligent child, especially assumed that she is younger than she is supposed to be. She's younger than all the kids in her class, Damien, Becky, etc. So I don't know if Anya has been having dreams about what has happened to her at the research facility, because she was so young when all of this happened. Children barely remember, especially as a toddler. But then again, the fact that she has the ability to read minds, I'm saying, saying she could retain those memories. I don't know. I do think it's interesting that she has such a vivid memory of that. And maybe it's not as vivid as we think, obviously, because we don't see her mother's face. Now, I mean, obviously that could just be Endo teasing us. You know, he doesn't want to give us everything at once, obviously. But once we start to get into the backstory of Anya, you know, we'll start seeing her mother's face, maybe her father, maybe what the facility actually looks like. I mean, that was definitely teased on the season 3 poster. So I don't know, it's great. I will take any drop of Anya backstory I can. And I really hope this means that maybe we're going into an Anya backstory, or maybe Endo Sensei just wanted to give us a drop and then we go straight back to Melinda and Fiona and Lloyd. Either way, I loved it. Very short. I don't know why it was so short, but the next chapter update is February 16th, so we don't have to wait too long to get answers. So yeah, it was great, short and sweet. And until next time, remember to be awesome and stay true.